So yeah, I have a very, very good feeling that the WNBA season is going to be happening. A very, very, very good feeling, lads. And if you're wondering why I've got a good feeling about the WNBA season happening, let me tell you guys. Let me tell you. And the reason I got a good feeling is that the Indiana Fever are posting Caitlin Clark workouts. The Indiana Fever have not posted. These have all just been, like, there have been people posting Caitlin Clark workouts. Very little from the Fever. Very, very little from the Fever. And it's one of those things where I'm like, okay, a lot of people think nothing of this, but look, Caitlin is so careful with her image. At the time when everyone was calling her a scab for no reason, there was nothing really happening with Caitlin. She wasn't really posting anything. But now the Indiana Fever are going pretty much all in with the Caitlin Clark stuff. And in this workout, 22 of 25 beyond the arc. Can't lie. That is a really, really good showing from her. That being said, can she, figure it out and become that level 3-point shooter in the W? Because last year she was hurt. And if you're Caitlin Clark, because of the degree of difficulty of her 3-point shots, like she's either shooting from deep, shooting off the dribble, or sprinting off screens into a fadeaway. Because of the degree, she's very rarely a wide open catch and shoot 3-point shooter, because they deny her 3/4 court. So it's one of those things when it comes to Caitlin where it's like, it's hard to Breanna similar. Like the 3-point numbers don't correlate with her ability as a shooter because of the gravity. Like the 3-point, people are like, oh, if she shot 30%, she needs to be a 40% 3-point shooter. But it's like, it basically means like, is the gravity worth, let's just say again, if you shoot 8 threes a game and you shoot 10% worse than 3, that's 3 points difference in, that's like 2 point something points difference in threes made if you're a 40% or 30% shooter. But if the 40% shooter who only shoots wide open with no one anywhere near isn't as good, like isn't as effective as a shooter who has the gravity, full core gravity. Because full core gravity is super duper important, because that's, again, a lot of what the Fever get is from that full core gravity. So yeah, look, it is kind of a big thing. But Caitlin making everything in these workouts is like, it's a positive sign. It's a positive sign seeing Caitlin out there working out with the Fever. It's a positive sign seeing her hitting shots. And like, so many people are like, oh yeah, like look at how she's best shooter in the league because of this. And I'm like, look, for a pro shooter and a pro shooter, 22 out of 25 is, you would expect it. You would expect it. This is like what you're like, on a good day, you're expecting, or in one specific drill, a 22 out of 25 is to be expected. Like, I am far, far from a pro. And I'm pretty sure on my old 2K channel, I made a couple of videos of me shooting 25 from 5 spots, 3-point shoot-offs against other YouTubers. And I think my average was like, I think I hit 19 was the most, and my average was like 16, 17 out of 25. And like, I am a mediocre, like I was a bench dude in one of the worst pro leagues in the world, which is, by that I mean like, it was a quote unquote pro league, but I've never been paid to play sport basketball. So like 22 or 25, you expect that. I'd be concerned. I would be concerned if this isn't a common occurrence. Not that you have to shoot 90% for 3 on the rack. Like that's still a crazy number. Like, but if you're gonna be a shooter, you expect 90% from 25 not to be an uncommon amount of threes to be made. Like, I think again, a mediocre amateur shooter, or not amateur shooter is getting 16, 17. So 22 is a good number. But thanks for posting. You do a wide shot next time. Need full cinematography. She's right eye dominant. Yeah, of course she is. She shoots the ball from here. Like, or is that left eye dominant? I don't know. Whatever the same eye dominant the Phil Taylor is in darts, and what Kevin Durant is from and Lonzo Ball. Like, she's whatever. I don't know if that's right or left eye dominant. I'm the same. Like, I release the ball from here. I'm not like I'm more extreme. I'm probably more extreme than Caitlin in where I release the ball from. But like, yeah, she released the ball from this side. It's the reason why she can't reshoot going right because she has to come right and bring the ball over to this side, which is awkward. It's an awkward movement to make, and it's the reason why like I don't know if mechanically it's the reason why like when with Angel Reese's layups it's like oh maybe there's something mechanically wrong. Like I'm not even saying it's mechanically wrong with her jump shot, but like Caitlin will always because of the way Caitlin shoots the ball, it's almost like some lefty players where she's going to absolutely excel at going left. Like she's going to shoot going left better than almost anyone ever. Like shot going left in the WNBA, but like I don't know if she ever figures out shooting right. And that's the thing where it's like, oh, if it's a clear weakness if she can't go right. I'm like, yeah, it is. But also if she's the best shooter ever in pro basketball going left, which she very well could be, it's kind of okay. Like you can live with that. Like just because people know what your A and B games are, know what your strengths and weaknesses are, doesn't really mean anything. But it is good to see the Indiana Fever posting, workout footage with Caitlin Clark because I think in the day that's in it, them choosing today to post the big workout footage, I'm like, okay, yeah. I think the reason for today is that have they posted any Caitlin Clark workout footage yet? I can't remember. Like they haven't posted any videos. They have not posted any videos of it. So if you're looking everything from the last while, no, they have not posted. Caitlin obviously works out every day. They have not posted any Caitlin Clark workout footage, even though there has been Caitlin Clark workout footage posted, but it's not been in Indiana by the Fever at all once this year. So this is the first time they have posted Caitlin Clark workout footage, which is really big deal as well. Because I think that this is again, they're not posting anything without Caitlin Clark's giving the go-ahead. And I do think that all this bullshit about Caitlin Clark being a scab and everything and being anti-player from that fucking dumbass Williamson, who is now quote tweeting Sneeko and fucking basically being pro Paige, saying word for word the same thing Caitlin said. But that is pretty much it. Look, does this mean anything? Am I looking too much into this? Maybe I'm not. Look, I think every single person in the entire media is like, there's going to be a WNBA season and it's going to start on time. From what you're reading everywhere, they were like, there was a huge shift today. There was a huge shift. Even just the frustration out of Paige Bueckers, everything. And it's like, I think when it comes to the players, they're probably sitting there and they're like, fuck this. We need to play. And Kelsey Plum is on the money. And the thing is, people are like, oh, the players have lost all leverage by coming out and saying, we want to play, we need to play. And it's like, it's at this stage, it's not even about, losing all leverage or anything. The players, if you guys don't know, literally, I'm not joking when I say this, the players literally are going out there or the players are offering the same thing and the league are offering the same thing over and over again. So it doesn't really matter that much if the player's giving up leverage. The league don't care. Like, the league have the finances. The players always have... The players, by the way, people are like, oh, the players have all the leverage. They have a lot of leverage. The fact that the players were able to negotiate a 4x increase in salaries means they obviously have a lot of leverage. That is a very clear thing. That they do have way more leverage than they've ever had before. That being said, like, there's a difference between having a lot more leverage and having enough leverage to get whatever you want. They don't have that leverage and they never did. Like the original salary was when it was like the max went to 800k, and a lot of people were like, you know what, fuck, it doesn't sound bad. That doesn't sound bad for players, and they've managed to bump that up to like 1.3 mil. So it's like you're looking at these scenarios and you're like, okay, in terms of what percentage, it doesn't like it's a lot. It's like what 400% increases, and like even everyone's like, oh, what about the mid-tier players? Oh, their salary is only triple. The average player salary, the median player salary was like 90k last year. The median player salary this year is very likely going to be around 300k. So I'm like, the median salary still tripled. Just because the max salary went up 5x, the median salary and the average salary went up 4x, doesn't mean that the median salary is probably still going to be 3x. So everybody wins. Everybody wins. because everyone's like, what about the mid-tier players? The mid-tier players are still making more than a literal max contract. And yes, just because the league, there's going to be a lot more mid-player, like low, not even low tier, like minimum contract players. Minimum contract players, instead of making, and Tash Cloud is hilarious. I'm like, her freaking Izzy Harrison, who she was dating, I don't know if they still are, I couldn't care less, to be honest, made 68k last year. She did enough to still be in the league. She is literally going to 4x her salary. A minimum 220k. And that's if she's in there on a vet minimum. And the vet minimum was $68,000 last year. But yeah, look, it is what it is at the end of the day. And yeah, players are Caitlin Clark going and working out for me is a good sign for everything. And maybe I'm looking too much into this. See you guys.